Do the Bears devour the Mountaineers? Or does the Mountaineer replace his coonskin cap with a bearskin one? Stay tuned, I'll tell you. What is up, college football fans and fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Couz, and welcome to another edition of Couz's Corner, your go-to YouTube channel for sports with a heavy dose of West Virginia Mountaineers. Before I break down the West Virginia Baylor game, I want to give a shout out to a couple of my subscribers, Kurt K. and Blake Cobb. Thank you both for your support and your subscriptions. For the rest of you, please join Blake and Kurt and hit that subscribe button. And also, if you like my content, give me a thumbs up, please. And don't forget to share this with your friends. And hit that notification bell. Be notified of future videos once they're uploaded. Now let's get on with the breakdown. When looking at this game, there's several things that stand out to me that make me nervous. The biggest one, Baylor's rushing offense. Baylor is one of the top rushing offenses in the nation. They're ranked number 12 in the nation in running the football. They have two running backs that can hurt you, Treston Ebner and Abram Smith. Abram's their leading rusher, but Treston is very dangerous as well, and he's also a great return man. Just to give you an idea how good running the ball Baylor is, 24% of their carries on the season have went for 10 yards or more. Think about that. That's almost 1 in 4 carries go for 10 yards. So they're at the second level before they even get stopped. 1 out of 4 carries. Also, they will line up in an I formation with 2 tight ends. That's how much they like to run the football. I mean, how often have we seen that in the Big 12 in recent years? Almost never. I don't remember the last time we saw that in the Big 12 conference. An I formation with 2 tights? Almost unheard of in today's game, especially in the Big 12. One reason I think they are so good at running the football is their offensive line. The average weight up front for Baylor, 312 pounds. So they can push people around with that weight. So one of the keys for West Virginia, that defensive line that's been playing so well, has to win that battle up front, and the second team guys are probably going to have to get more reps in this game. Jalen Thornton, Jordan Jefferson, Sean Martin, those guys are going to probably get more reps to give the first string guys some breathers so that they can sustain and make it the whole game without getting worn down. And don't forget, even with Ebner, you got Ebner and you got Smith. Can't forget about Gary Bohannon, the quarterback. He can hurt you with his feet as well. Probably more so with his feet than his arm. But don't count out his passing, because he can burn you deep. Of his 6 touchdown passes, 5 have gone for 20-plus yards. And he's not thrown an interception this season. So he's protected the football well. That being said, when he's rushing, when he's pressured, he's completing less than 50% of his passes. When given a clean pocket, he's completing 80% of his passes. His overall completion percentage is about 67%, which is real close to where Jarrett Doege's been at 65%. But Bohannon doesn't throw the ball as much because they have such a good running game, he doesn't have to. Or West Virginia's been forced to throw more often because of their running game. They haven't been able to establish the running game. Now, even though West Virginia's defense has done well against the run this year, they've not played a team that runs the ball as good as Baylor. Like I said, Baylor's 12th in the nation in rushing offense. The best team West Virginia has played to this point in running the football is Oklahoma. They're ranked 75th in the nation in rushing offense. So we will get an idea this weekend how good West Virginia's defense really is at stopping the run. Because if they can stop Baylor's run game, there's a good chance we win the game. Now let's go to the defense. Baylor is in the mid-30s nationally and overall in total defense, right, real close to where West Virginia is. They're great at stopping the pass. They're 11th in the nation in passing yards allowed. So they've done really well in that area. They've also intercepted 7 passes this year, so they will hurt you if you make a mistake in the passing game. And we know that Doege will do that occasionally. He's thrown 4 picks already. But there's a couple areas where West Virginia can exploit on Baylor's defense. Number 1, they're not good at stopping the run. They're 88th in the nation in stopping the run. Now, I know West Virginia's running game has not been good this year, but you got to look at who they've played. Oklahoma, 7th in the country stopping the run. Texas Tech, 39th in the country stopping the run. Maryland, 38th in the country stopping the run. The one FBS team West Virginia has played that doesn't stop the run very well, or as well, is Virginia Tech. They're 61st in the country. Lady Brown had over 100 yards that game. Baylor doesn't stop the run as well as Tech does, statistically So this is the week that Lady Brown should have a breakout game and eclipse that 100-yard mark again. If West Virginia can't run the football against Baylor's defense, then I don't know that they can win the game, and because I don't think we're going to be a successful passing the football. So we've got to establish the run game, and it would also make me nervous the rest of the season because I don't know how many run defenses we're going to face that are as bad as Baylor's. Also, red zone defense. Baylor's not good in the red zone defensively. They're 85th in the nation in red zone defense. So if West Virginia can get into the red zone, they should be able to score on Baylor. But the key is they need to score touchdowns and not field goals. That's been one of our problems this year, too many field goals. We've had to settle for field goals on too many occasions, mainly because of careless pre-snap penalties, which leads to my next factor, penalties. Baylor is one of the most penalized teams in the nation. They're in the bottom third in the nation in penalty yards per game and total penalties per game. So if West Virginia can avoid penalties, Baylor will likely commit some penalties and give West Virginia better field position. So the key factors for West Virginia to win this football game. Number one, they've got to protect the football because Baylor will turn you over. Baylor's +5 in turnovers, West Virginia's -5. Number two is penalties. Let Baylor shoot themselves in the foot, but West Virginia can't afford to do it. Number three, have to establish the run this game because if you can't, you're probably not going to win the football game. Number four, being able to limit yards on the ground for Baylor. Don't let those two backs get too many big plays on you because they will break them. And number five, getting pressure on Gary Bohannon because he's more likely to make a mistake and will not complete as many passes if he's under pressure. My score prediction. After looking at all the stats, evaluating the game, I feel really good about this one. Even though it's at Baylor, I think West Virginia is due for a road win. They've lost 7 in a row. I think Gary Bohannon is due to throw an interception because he hasn't thrown one all year, which is extremely rare. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think West Virginia is going to get 1 or 2 interceptions in this game because I think our defensive line is going to get some pressure on Bohannon. And I think at the end, and I think Lady Brown's going to get over 100 yards rushing again. And I think West Virginia wins the football game, 27-24. West Virginia defense is probably going to come into this game pissed off because of they've had 3 games this season where they've given up late drives that won the game. It ended up being game-winning drives. They also didn't come out with much energy against Texas Tech, so they're probably going to come out bouncy, playing with a lot of energy. They're going to get after it. West Virginia 27, Baylor 24. In Waco, West Virginia redeems themselves from the Texas Tech loss, gets back to 500 going into the bye week. Okay, let me know in the comment section what you think. Is my prediction on point? Do you think Baylor's going to win the game? Put your score prediction in there for me. I'd like to see what you guys are thinking. And once again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. And if you don't, heck, give me a thumbs down. That works too. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching Couz's Corner. Until next time.